Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, and I am back for another event video. Today we're here to talk about the Historic Encounter event, which is going to be going live on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, what's interesting about this video is this may be one of the first few times where I don't recommend that you actually complete the event. Now, what does that mean? It means that we're going to be going over all of the math that's required for this event. But what they're asking you to do is something so out of this world that I don't recommend actually doing it. So this event is largely to do with the Cree Commando Legacy event, which is I'm pretty sure the Minerva event that they're bringing back in and making you spend energy on this. But evidently, when we get to the math, how many cores per day that you're going to have to use. And I think it's just a bit extreme. I think it's a bit uncalled for, and we're going to go over all that in detail. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to the channel. I know there's a lot of people out there who do watch my event videos, but still are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you do that, and if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down. And before we do get into the math, though, of course, I want to go over this really quickly. Now, this was not the Friday's blog post, but the original event schedule for the month of March. Now, what's funny, though, is that in this blog, it says Historic Encounter is March the 12th. Now, what's funny, because then we go to the actual blog post on Friday, and it says, oh, look, power up your Apocalypse Saga characters on March the 10th with the Historic Encounter event. Now, I'll have to be honest, I'm pretty sure, no, it does say, okay, yeah, I was going to say, it does kick off on March the 10th, because March 10th at 1 p.m. is also the exact same time that the Apocalypse Saga does go live. So there may have been a bit of confusion, and as always, you know, everything in these blogs are subject to change, but they double down here, let's remove this. They double down here anyways and talk about how this is going to be kicking off on March the 10th. With the Historic Encounter milestone, and what they're requiring you to do is basically two things, and it's not a super complicated event, but indirectly they're asking you to spend a lot of power cores in order to accomplish this. And it's kind of sad because I actually, you know, I've been trying really hard to, you know, get Community Manager Archangel to follow up with me with regards to a couple of questions that I had, some clarity concerns on this event, which we're going to talk about when we get into the math, but there was no reply. It's been radio silence since Friday. Been trying to get in touch with him. Maybe he will decide to message me back, you know, maybe sometime after this video or when the event goes live, but as of now, nothing heard back. So what do you get in this event? Well, you get obviously event currency, so this is kind of important. There's actually some decent shards early on. So this is stuff that most of us will be able to do. So 10 Gambit shards, 15, 40 Dazzler shards, for what it's worth. I know that she's farmable, but it's still not bad anyways for how early on it is. 15 Strange Heartless, 20 Wong, 10 Death Bolt, and a little bit more Wong down here. But realistically, getting down towards here, towards the bottom, and towards the end with the War Helicarrier event item, and the Eagle emblems, they're asking us to spend a lot of power cores, because how you get points in this event is through spending the Cree Commando energy. You get 10 points. This is limited, 10 points per one. We're going to talk about the event energy, because they have not been very friendly with the event energy since they released it for the 5th anniversary stuff. It limits at 44k, and then you get Historic Orb Fragments, which is farmed through the campaign nodes, which isn't so bad, but we're going to have to take a look at the math and how it translates on an energy to fragment ratio. So you might have seen me talk about energy to fragment ratios when we do things like this on previous events, and we're going to talk about that in the math there. But realistically, all of the good stuff is towards the bottom, which you're never going to get, right, because these are all whale stones. Frankly, you'll be hard-pressed to even get the event item without spending a shit ton of cores on stuff that you don't want to do. Because the Cree Commando event energy is for Minerva, for a shitty event legacy character that frankly nobody, and I mean nobody, like more people could have used shards for Psylocke than this shitty Minerva event. So that's really crappy, and I really don't enjoy that. There is a leaderboard attached to this as well, actually, and this is the Doc Ock costume. You know, none of us watching this video or whatever is probably going to be in the top 500, but you will possibly, you know, if you get top 25%, 200,000 T2 blue 4 ions, but honestly, at this point, you'll be lucky to get what you can get. And I personally recommend kind of disengaging from this event, because I want to talk about the month long and how many emblems that we're expected to get. So currently, after having only basically week 2's tally, we're all the way down at the subtotal at 453,000. So that's where I've included everything so far from week 1 and week 2, the Free Claim Friday, the Web Milestone Dailies, and the event items, and all those. And we're at 453K, which means that we're only 102K short of actually completing the month long. We still have week 3 and week 4. So I think that we're going to be well surpassed this. I think we're going to be, hell, we might even be close to 750,000 by the time that we actually get to the end of March. So what this event is actually worth, Historic Encounter is worth 94.3K. It's worth 51,800 Eagle emblems plus the 42.5 that's from the War Helicarrier event item. So if you calculate all the stuff from this chart here, the Eagle emblems along the side, that's what it's worth, plus the event item, that's how much it's worth. Which you might say, Boilon, that's a lot of points. 94.3 thousand is a lot. You know, if we subtracted that, that would bring us down to, I don't know, 360K, something like that. But it's just, they're asking so much for us to do, and that's what we're going to jump into now. So this is the historic event, so we're going to zoom in a bit. Historic Encounter, obviously March 10th to 17th, requiring the use of Cree Commando energy, which is the event, special event campaign energy, which, you know, hopefully is going live on Friday, and that's what I've accounted for, but I haven't gotten official confirmation, but I'm pretty sure that the text on the blog suggests that that's what's going to happen here. Just let's read it again really quick. Use Commando energy from the Cree Commando event campaign kicking off on March the 10th at 1 p.m. So yes, that's what's supposed to happen. And earn historic orb fragments from select campaign nodes and offers, of course, to earn points towards the 7-day milestone, and we get all this stuff here. So let's jump back to the math. 217,000 points is the total milestone. Don't think you're getting anywhere near close to that. 58,900, however, is what you need for the event item. And then to get to the full currency amount, you do need to get to 62,000, because in the table here, there is one extra milestone down below the War Helicarrier where you'll get 15,000 Eagle emblems and a bunch of other stuff at 62,000 points. Now you get 10 points for spending one Cree Commando energy, up to a maximum of 44,000. We're going to talk about why this is a lot harder since the revelation that we don't get free refresh points, free refresh energy, for the event energies for this 5th anniversary stuff. We previously did, if you remember, the Nemesis event, the Nakia event, you did get those 80 free refresh energies from for those events, but you do not get it for this one. You don't get it for, you didn't get it for the Psylocke one and any of the other ones that we've had thus far, which makes it really shitty. And then you get 1 point per historic orb fragment. Now, we don't know the ratio. I'm going to talk about that down below. So it's going to be a bit hard to calculate that, but we know what other events have been, and we can kind of give a ballpark range of what it could be. And then a free claim, I added this in here, but honestly, like, you guys probably know this, that the free claim is effing garbage most of the time, and so you're not going to probably get much points out of this towards your milestone. It's not going to make a noticeable difference in your overall milestone, so don't count on that too much. Now, let's talk about your campaign energy per day. So you do get 288. This is your free-to-play energy. This is 1 energy every 5 minutes over the whole day. That's 288. 240 from your free refreshes. This is your 80 times 3 that you get at different parts of the day, depending on what your timers are. And then up to 4 core refreshes for 200 cores daily, and that's an extra 480 energy. And then the 100 from the web milestone, and that gives you a grand total of 1,108 per day. Now, this could depend on what the amount of what the ratio is, frankly. How many fragments are we getting per energy? And so you guys probably know that when you do these events, you typically want to go to your hard mode, difficulty, heroes, villains, whatever. They're all on here on every single node. And how many fragments that you actually get down below, it varies per event. Now, some of them have been as low as 2 to 1 energy. So one energy spent gives you 2 fragments, or in this case, if you were to spend, say, 120 energy on this, you would get 240 fragments. Some of them have been as high as 3.75. I'm pretty sure one of the last events that we did actually had a very high ratio. So I don't know, but what I did do is I just kind of did an experiment. So what happens then? Let's be somewhere in the middle. Let's say it's 3, right? It could be worse, it could be better, but let's say it's 3. So that would give us 3,324 points daily, because that's this value, the energy, times 3. and then times it by 7 because that's how many days this event is going for. And that would give us a subtotal of 23,000, just over 23,000, right? And so this is the light blue. The light blues are always the subtotal tallies. And so that gives us, it's not bad for 200 cores daily. But now let's talk about the Cree Commando energy and how shit this is. So I just wanted to zoom in some more. So now, we need 4,400 Cree Commando energy to hit the cap, the point cap. That's 44,000 divided by 10, which equals 4,400 Cree Commando energy that you need to spend. Now, we only get that requires 629 Cree Commando energy every single day for 7 days. Okay, but we only get 144 free-to-play energy. This is 10 minutes for one energy on the basis of Psylocke's event and Ant-Man's event. Because they, for whatever reason, changed this from one energy every 5 minutes, like it is for campaign energy, to one every 10 minutes, which makes it twice as bad, right? Because you would normally get up here with the campaign energy, 288. Now, when you refresh events, you only get 100 energy, not 120. So if you do 200 cores daily, you're getting 400 cores. You're getting 400 energy. So you would add these two together, and that's 544 energy. That's not quite the amount of energy that you need to get, though, to spend daily. But let's say you did that anyways. Let's say you spent 200 cores daily on this crap Minerva event that you don't want to spend cores on. That's 544 energy. Okay? And then times that by 10, you're getting about 5,440 points every day. Times this by 7, you're getting 38,000. Okay, so 38,000 plus 23,000 is what you would do to get there. It's pretty close, right? It's 38,000 plus 23,000 is 61,000. It's not quite the 62,000 that you need to get all the emblems. And so what does that mean? That means you're going to need to put a little bit more cores into the Cree Commando stuff, or you're going to have to put more cores into your energy. One of the two, right? Which means you're going to need to spend more than 400 cores daily to get all of the Eagle emblems that you need from this event. You need to spend about 400 cores daily over 7 days in order to get to the event item, the helicarrier, the war helicarrier. Is that worth it? Is this worth 2,800 cores per day? Because that's what it is. It's 400 cores. I can just do it right now. 400 times 7 is 20. I don't know what the hell happened there. I shouldn't have done that. But anyways, it's 2,800 cores that you're going to have to spend over this event for an event item that I honestly don't think that you're going to need to do. Like, you could do some of this and pick up some of the Eagle emblems along the way that's in here pretty early on. Hell, you might even be able to get to, well, maybe not that many, but you might be able to get like up to here, like pretty normally, like 5,000, 7,000, 9,000, 11,000, 12,000 and a bit. But I don't think that, not engaging in this event, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference into the grand total. I think that this month-long is going to be designed for a lot more of a surplus this time around. It could have been designed around 750k because that's the type of, monthly that we would normally get, whereas this maximum, it maxes out at 555k, 55555 because of the anniversary. And so by not doing this, not only do you save 2,800 power cores, but I think that you're still going to complete the month-long anyways if you don't engage in this. The other reason why I'm recommending that you don't engage in this is so that you can save your power cores for some of the upcoming events. To the Moon, we don't know anything about this. This is likely going to be the Moonstone event coming soon. Sounds like it. It's very likely to be that. And the Strike Celebration, which honestly I hope is like a freebie event because that's the main sort of 5th anniversary, whatever the hell it's going to be, if you go back to the main milestone event. So we still have a couple left, To the Moon and Strike Celebration. Honestly, not even sure if these dates are correct because the historic encounter was wrong. So very well, we could be getting To the Moon 7 days later, or that being said, on the 17th, maybe, which is 7 days after historic encounter. Hard to say. Maybe we'll get some more details in the blog post on Friday. But, we don't know, right? They've been using spending cores so frequently. Cold Storage has spending cores. I'm pretty sure Return to the Shadows did as well, or at least some indirect reason to spend cores. So very likely for a character release that To the Moon from Moonstone is going to be, I have my suspicions, and I wouldn't doubt that there would be a power core related reason to spend for this event. So even saving those 2,800 cores for the next 7 days will help you have even more for To the Moon or anything else that you need to do. And this event just really doesn't sound very good, and it's just a way to gouge your cores before something big happens. And that's what I think personally. It doesn't really matter too much. This could get worse, right? The numbers could get worse. If the fragment ratio is 2, it's going to get worse to about 8,000 worse. If it goes up, hey, it could be a little bit better, but it's still going to be pretty bad, and you're still going to need to spend a lot of power cores every single day just to achieve that. So that just means the 29,000 plus the 38,000 would get you 67,000, which is obviously enough for the emblems, but you're still spending those 400 cores over both of the energies daily, and I don't really like that. So what I'm personally going to do is I think I'm largely going to skip this event, frankly, and I recommend against spending power cores. But if it's something that you want to do, that's why we went over this video. That's why we did the math. Just so if you do want to engage in it, then you can do so. But my personal recommendation is against it, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So that's the end of this video. But of course, all of these tables will be live on my Discord channel about 6 to 8 hours after the video. So if you do want to share this with your alliance, if you want to just see it again for yourself and keep it for your own records, then it'll be there. And check that out. So on my Discord channel in the Boilon's Resources channel. And that's going to be the end of the video, everyone. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. And good luck on, I guess, Apocalypse coming out on Friday. Talk about the blog post, though. Boilon signing out.